think we did pretty well. On the first day we kept to our times and made sure didn't deviate from the route at all. It was pretty hard, but it was pretty challenging, but not so much that it was impossible for all of us to do. On the second day, at the very end, we split off from Mr. Scott and went on a different route from him, losing it a bit, but making life much easier for us.
So for the first day, I think our timing was pretty good, but we allowed a little more extra time because it was the assessment expedition. So instead, we ended up coming in at around 2 o'clock rather than 4 o'clock like we planned. So we had a lot of time to go play frisbee and stuff. And then, but on the second day, we were a lot better. We got back at around the time we put on our route card. But then we also went on that different route, which ended up being a bit longer. So I think we went faster than we could have gone.
For our third expedition, we chose to do an assessment on the footpath quality. This was important in our journey because it affected our overall time.
Generally, there were 3 different types of paths: roads, paths which were in the forest areas, and a mixture in between. At Taipo Nature Reserve, the steps were uneven and the paths were littered with leaves. It wasn't as well maintained. It was also slippery due to the recent rains. At Taimo Shan, our path was generally a road. It was littered with leaves and was slippery due to the rain. However, unlike the previous path, it was wider and was better maintained. It was clean. It's relatively clean, safe, flat, and empty. However, some paths in the forest were dangerous because there were roots emerging from the soil, which became a trip hazard, and they were littered with leaves, and only some of them were visible. From checkpoint 3 to 4, some of the path was overgrown, so we decided to change our route. On the second day at Chonglong, there were several bridges, and there were signs warning visitors to be careful near the streams. At Shingmun Reservoir Dam, there was another bridge, and it was quite well maintained with little litter. Some locations were difficult to find because they were overgrown, and in general, most of them were quite slippery and littered with leaves due to rain.
The overall assessment we carried out worked really well. We got lots of pictures, lots of details on the graphs, and overall it worked very well.
We learned lots of campcraft skills, like setting a tent up. Over the first expedition we did have trouble setting our tent up, but the last 2 we were pro. Because on the third expedition we got there early, so we had lots of time. We played frisbee and stuff, which was kind of fun until it started raining. We learned how to distribute the weight accordingly between bags.
How not to get injured. Shannon had first-hand experience with
it.
And
we learned what food to bring, and like we made pasta, and we had hot chocolate,
which was good.
Which was food that was convenient for the trip.
Good energy.
Because it was easy to make. Yeah, that's right.
We generally think that our group work is pretty good. Right now, like we did our route cards. We created a Google Doc to write the route cards, and then we assigned each other sections of a map. During the expedition, we helped each other with the first aid. We healed each other, and then and then we organize our food, and we buy our own food. We assign each other to buy food, and then at last we changed our route during the expedition because we think it's faster, and then we made the group decision.
Overall, the 3 expeditions were really good. They were a lot of fun, and I believe we did improve on some skills. Like a lot of the things were quite challenging, but we did overcome a lot of the mountains and bushwhacking that we had to do. Our first expedition was very difficult, but we worked as a team very well, and I believe that's what helped. Well, that's what helped us get through it. Also, on the second expedition, we went up Mosquito Mountain. I believe we couldn't have done this without our brilliant group work and our leadership skills. I believe that the first expedition was a warm-up, and that the second and third were a lot more challenging. They really did help us to improve on our map work and our compass skills.
So
Overall, I believe that the expeditions were a lot of fun and I did enjoy it a lot. A lot of the things we did were very challenging and can help us in the future. I would really like to do AYP again with a lot of my classmates because I found it enjoyable, some parts risky and challenging.